Live from the Export Beer Garden studio, this is Thursday's feature-length podcast.
The Agenda, an alternative commentary collective podcast.
G'day there, welcome along to the feature-length myself, G Lane, Matt, Heath, Manaia Stewart. Did you win 37 million last night, Matt Heath? It looks like you have.
It didn't, annoyingly.
Really?
It didn't normally. Like, you say it looks like it because it looks like I've been out drinking all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not because I look rich.
It looks like you've celebrated something.
I celebrated the FIFA ladies kick around pretty hard on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And then sort of had a few follow-throughs on that. And then...
Have you had much feedback around your renaming of the FIFA Women's World Cup?
I was a big supporter. I went to 2 games. How many games did you go to, Manaia?
I didn't go to any, but I'm also...
Shame.
That is shame.
That is sexist.
Yeah.
What about you, Lane? You took your daughter to a game.
I took her to 2
and
games.
empowered your daughter.
I did.
You
2
empowered
games.
your daughter twice.
Yes, twice, and also abandoned her for the semi-final and went on my own with some
Abandoned
friends.
my child?
Yeah. It was too late. 8 p.m. was too late.
Wait a minute. Were you at that semi-final?
Yeah, I was.
I didn't see you.
No, I was in the hoi polloi.
Right. I didn't see you in the FIFA lounge.
Sounds like you didn't see much at that game.
I went to it was interesting. So I went to the game and I was enjoying it. And then someone said, "Oh, do you want to come back to have a drink at the bar?" And when I got back, they'd laid out this table for me with just all these drinks and bottles and all our group that we went with. They had this whole...
They laid it out for you.
I come back for a drink. I thought it was just come back for a drink. And there was everything was laid out on this table. And I was like, this is freaking entrapment. I was like, as I was pouring a deep red, I've got breakfast radio in a few hours, as I bought another one, and then a couple of tequila shots. And then...
Was it back at the...
Then I woke up in the morning and there was a bottle of red beside my spa pool.
So you took a roadie?
I took a full bottle roadie from the bar home.
Jesus Christ.
How many glasses? Just the one glass? Next to the spa?
Great question, Manaia. Great question. Are you a former police inspector?
I just we need to know
curious.
these things. I'm asking on behalf of the
Senior
listener.
Sergeant Manaia Stewart's retired.
Yeah. Are you claiming insanity?
So was it at the Brit by any chance? Where did you go in the after party? Where was the FIFA after party?
At the Morningside Tavern.
Oh, the Morningside Tavern.
No, this wasn't directly related to that. This was an offside situation.
Oh,
A side quest.
Yeah, this was a side quest. Yeah.
oh. Jesus Christ. Okay, no wonder you haven't landed the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I see. You're running away from your demons, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're running away from... They'll catch up with you eventually.
Tuesday blowout's brutal.
They caught up with me because I had a big night and then I forgot that I had a live television appearance, and so I was on.
I've heard some audio of that actually.
I was on. I was on the project last night. I came in hot onto live TV.
It's the best way to do it.
They were interviewing about this other TV show I'm on called Traders, and for some reason I was just talking constantly about how I hadn't landed the plane.
And that guy, I think Guy Williams might have said, "I can smell you from here."
Yeah, he said you don't smell good. Like, so if you're in a live interview on a set and the first question is, "You don't smell good,"
It's an aggressive opener, isn't it? Really, because where do you go from there? You go,
Tone said it.
I smell fine. What are you talking about?
I said I haven't landed the plane from the I had to just lean into it. The plane had not been.
Can I just say, you don't smell amazing right now?
Yeah, I've been out all night. I went to the football last night. I haven't landed the plane since.
Wait, you've been out all night?
Yeah, I went to the football last night. It was fantastic. What a great game.
But you do morning radio.
Yeah, I just cruised right through. And I'm still going. And it's like
Okay, let's be
I'm holding
back.
it together well, I think.
We were circling. Captain Scott Buttery, he rammed it in like a tent pole this morning there.
Okay. But, okay, speaking of what Matt likes to term as the ladies' kick around, Aussies are out by the Poms. But Sam Kerr, what a goal.
So has her pocket picked, and here's Sam Kerr. She's going to need some support. Kerr running it bright.
She doesn't.
Kerr with a shot. Oh, I say that's it.
She did not need support.
No.
A great comment I saw on Matilda Advocate about something like, is questioning, is Sam Kerr a sun bear?
In a suit.
Please
Human
discuss.
Hey, I've got a hot take about this whole
Ladies kick around.
thing. Did anal Anthony Albanese,
Oh,
because
okay.
they
Jeez,
shortened.
I didn't know where that was going to go for a sec. I was
They
like,
shortened Scott Morrison to ScoMo. So if that's a precedent you're going to set, then you have to shorten Anthony Albanese to Anal.
Yep, I'm on board with Anal.
So Anal, he comes on board and he says, "Okay, if you win the World Cup, we're giving everyone in the country a day off."
Yeah.
Is that a prime ministerial curse akin to a
parade.
commentary curse? Is this a Jason Hoyt situation?
Well, what it is, as a gambling man, this is something that you know isn't going to happen, so you can say whatever. You could be like, I'm going to give $1 million to every Australian when the Matildas win the World Cup, because he knew that they weren't going to.
It's like planning the parade. That's what he did. He pretty much planned the parade by saying it's going to be a public holiday. And they were talking about that before even the quarterfinal.
Yeah, but he was umming and ahhing about it as well. He's like, well, we're definitely going to consider it. And, because of the Public Holidays Act, it's going to be within a fortnight after the game, and it won't be the day after the game, and blah, blah, blah.
And all the Australian cricketers are like, what about us? We've won about 1,000 World Cups.
Yeah.
Nothing for you.
Even the rugby, they've won a World Cup.
John Eales couldn't get a day off after that.
No.
I always think it's interesting in American sport because when they win something in the regular season, they're going to go to the postseason or anything, they've got all the caps and all the outfits ready for absolutely everyone. They've got all the, in baseball, they've got all the champagne backstage and they've got all, they put on ski goggles to protect their eyes. There's all good to go. But both teams are in that situation, and one team is carefully hurrying all the hats out the back door, and all the champagne's being shut down. Someone's job is to shut it down, get the fuck out of here, no one can see this. And if you can get them, apparently like that, those are worth the most.
Yes.
If you can get the failed hat, the hat that didn't make it.
So, for example, if we, the Warriors, win the NRL this year, getting a Penrith Panthers hat from 2023 would be the pinnacle, because you could wear it around and people would be like, hang on, the Panthers didn't win in 2023, but that's right, they did it.
They did it.
The Warriors did.
Yeah.
How about we just release a bunch of merch for the All Blacks, for the Black Caps, and for the Warriors saying champions 2023, and we'll just own it and sell it all and just completely short the market, because if we don't win, then it's a collector's item.
Before the World Cup even starts.
Yeah, totally.
I'm in. I'm all in.
I'm in as well.
That's brilliant.
That's a great idea.
Front foot it, because if we do win, amazing foresight. If we don't, collector's item.
Yeah. I'm writing that down.
Okay.
Winners merch.
Speaking of cricket, Black Caps in the UAE, on a scale of do you care from 1 to 10, 1 is I'm going to sleep through it, 10, I'm going to stay up all night.
I'm going to sleep directly through every ball of this series. I couldn't name a UAE player. I didn't know they played cricket.
They were beaten by Papua New Guinea. That's how I'm going to say. And look, why would they tour and stop there?
Yeah, why aren't we stopping in Papua New Guinea then?
I don't know. I don't know. Their excuse was they're developing the game. It was a decision.
People do a lot of development of of certain games in the era. Like, you've got to say that they did great developing of the game of the men's football.
Yeah,
that was the only reason why they were going there. Of all the places, go to a city of a country of 150,000 people. I can't think of a single
with no
better
grass.
place. But then Qatar, I can't think of a better place to try and develop the game. And the UAE, of course, you want to develop it there.
I'm looking at what the players are up to. Looks like, I would go there just to play Top Golf. Because a lot of the social media was them at Top Golf. Yeah. I love Top Golf. If we can get Top Golf, I'll be a heavy. Top Golf is like a driving range / nightclub.
Yeah.
And it's like all the holes are lit up with neon.
I've had an idea for this. I was going to call it the drunk drive. Yeah. So the drunk driving range.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Top Golf is.
Yeah.
But you need a lot of real estate. But it's got like big booths. It's basically a mixture of kind of 10-pin bowling, nightclub, driving range.
Yeah. Neon lights out on the range, and like big like circles where if you hit your ball in there, then you score X amount of points.
And no issues with plugging. Like currently in New Zealand and in Auckland especially, half the driving range can't function because they have no balls because they're stuck in the mud. That's how low level our driving ranges are.
Yeah.
So we need a Top Golf, and good on the Black Caps, because they're out there just playing Top Golf in Dubai.
Yeah, well, I always have thought of cricketers as professional golfers who every now and then have to stop playing golf to just play cricket for a second.
I think that's what Dan Vittori described the 2015 World Cup.
Yeah.
He said it's pretty much a tour of New Zealand's golf courses with some cricket in the middle and some red wine smashing with Brendan McCullum.
Yeah,
That's what it was. And
So it's a vineyard and golf tour.
Yes.
With some cricket.
Excellent
Pretty
golfers.
much.
They are excellent golfers. That's the
golfers,
first thing
mate.
they pack.
Yeah.
But did you win the? Yeah, we did. I did pretty well.
I know I had a hole in one on the
Kidnappers
11th.
was very good.
And in other news,
Yes.
God, the Gay Avenger, Ben Stokes, has decided to make a return to the short form, funnily enough, in a World Cup year.
Well, I think the Gay Avenger, obviously he retired from ODIs.
Yes.
Now the Gay Avenger's back. I've got to be honest, I think that the Gay Avenger's making a mockery of the sanctity of retirement.
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line at this point? You know, next people will be marrying their dogs. I just think that it's out of control what he's doing. This is something that I have respected for a long time, retirement. It means so much to me, and for him to do this is just disgusting.
Are you upset?
It's against nature, it's against God, and he's going to hell for coming out of his retirement. What I don't understand is, why does any professional athlete ever announce a retirement? All you're doing is cutting your own paychecks off. Like, why ever say I'm retired? It means nothing, so why bother doing it?
Is it to get that one blast of some attention at the end?
The farewell tour.
I mean, Wayne Brady, fucking hell.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah. Tom Brady. He
He did it 4 or 5 times.
yeah, and then when he retired
Yeah.
the last time, and then just he had an amazing season, and then he announced his retirement, and he came back for just one more, and he was so shit the next season. It's like,
That he came back again, yeah.
yeah, you just, if you're gonna do the whole hoop-ha and do the retirement, just stay retired.
I remember back in the day, they had testimonials? Because before,
yeah.
before cricket was professional and IPLs and CPLs and whatever, obviously, long servants of provincial cricket would have a testimonial, which would mean all fundraising for that season would just go into that player's pocket as a retirement gift. So it was a way of saying, I'm retiring. I need a pension. I need
I'm
some
fucking
cash
broke.
because I've been earning $20,000 for the last 10 years.
They still do it in the Super League, rugby league in the Northern
they?
Hemisphere. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do a testimonial game.
Yeah, and they always used to have the festival games where rugby players would come and play, and you buy a special program, you go to special dinners and stuff. I bring back the testimonial, but the players actually like, we earning enough cash.
Yeah, like if you you do a testimonial for Dan Vittori when he retires, it's like he
I think he's
got
like
more
Going
money
to
than
coach the
God.
IPL. He's making more money now than when he played.
Pretty much. I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think he'll do a testimonial for Trent Bolt.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be all right.
You sure? You sure he's got 3 kids?
Colin de Grandhomme, maybe, though.
Oh, I'd do one for Colin. Definitely do one for Colin. But that Black Caps tour overnight, tonight, Friday morning, is that first game. No one really gives a shit. I think it's when they hit England's shores that we're going to get a little bit more interested, especially with Stokes returning to the English team. Let's move on to a topic that's even hotter than cricket. Wires fever. It is Wires fever. We're getting sent so much content of people waving Wires flags at festivals around Europe, kids yelling up the Wires inappropriately. It's almost like if we're in the P.
Yeah.
If you're right in the pussy now is up the Wires.
Well, I went to a number of these FIFA World Cup games, and if any of the crowd ever died down, because there's a lot of New Zealanders going along, they don't have a lot of skin in the game for either team, but you get there, you pick the underdog, whatever. But whenever the crowd dies down, it suddenly will go, up the main Wires! And then everyone laughs.
It's brilliant. It's become a meme. It's excellent. And the flow-on consequence of that is that Mount Smart Stadium, or Daniel Anderson Stadium, as it's named this week, is sold out every week. This week's going to be a fundraiser for Daniel Anderson, who broke his neck last year. Body surfing.
I'm never body surfing again after that story.
I know.
I'm never doing it again because that's my go-to is body surfing.
Yeah. So yeah, but this game is sold out. And I was reading they're going to have a light and laser show.
Are they going to play Darude? Because that is the rules. If you're going to have a laser show, it has to be Sandstorm.
Do the whole of Pink Floyd, The Wall with the laser show would be good as well.
Yeah.
You got time?
Is that in?
It's about an hour long, isn't it? The Wall.
Is the laser show? I mean, is that something close to Daniel Anderson's heart?
Well, he's always been a big laser guy.
Right, okay,
Yeah, laser
okay.
focus.
Yeah.
And that was the metaphor that he liked to use when we went to the grand final in 2002.
What do you think about this? the Warriors in the postseason, do they play at Eden Park so they can sell 46,000 tickets?
Yeah, well, I reckon. Even they were talking about if we make the finals, our first home final, the Auckland NPC team have moved their game away from Eden Park for that first home final.
Right.
And so because the NRL has a rule that if you have to have more than 25,000 seat capacity to play a finals game. So it's already in the works that they could be playing at Eden Park in the finals.
Oh, how freaking good.
Hey, a high five to the Auckland NPC team.
Yeah, kia ora.
Grassroots.
Thanks to RTS, obviously, he's in that team. He's
Look, you
fellas,
can't have him back, but you can have the home ground.
You can have Eden Park. I know a lot of people have got a sentimental kind of feelings for Mount Smart.
Yeah.
It's a shithole, but a shithole we love.
Yeah,
and
that's
everyone
right.
loves. And it's almost like we've adopted it as a kind of we know it's shit, but we love it. But
Well, it's the dive bar of stadiums.
yeah,
is
but
what it
Eden
is.
Park, for the final would be great. Having 43,000 people there.
Yeah.
All hardcore Wars fans. Now that there's so many Wars bandwagoners.
Yeah. And you see it
I
when we
think
play.
it's worth it. I think
You
it's
sell
worth
out
it.
in seconds.
Definitely. Like even when we played the Titans a few weeks ago, there's more Kiwis on the Gold Coast than there are in the South Island. And so that was basically a home game for the Wars.
Yeah.
So we're going to pack it out.
Well, the advantages for playing at home are that you don't have to leave your city.
Yep.
Sleep in
And
your own
that
bed.
you have a crowd that
Rabid.
that's on your side. So they get both those things at Eden Park.
Yeah.
But Di Henwood will be. He'll
be furious.
He'll be
I've already talked to him about
absolutely
this.
furious. So he will. Like,
And
if
the
he
problem is
listens-
if they lose, then it'll be like,
yes,
why the
it's-
fuck did you move?
Yeah.
And it's
But
also,
I just think the way that New Zealanders would get in behind that would be a hostile environment to any team.
Oh.
Like nothing they'd ever experienced before.
I think.
Remember when
you're
the
right.
Australians in the 2015 Cricket World Cup
Yes.
in the pool play?
Yeah, everyone was just booing. And
They could not believe the crowd was so rabid.
yeah. And a bit of other news from rugby. Oh, obviously, we've got commentary Friday night. Yourself,
Yes.
Manaia
Tony
and Tony
Lyle.
Lyle doing 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't mind that game from a viewing standpoint. From a commentating standpoint, it's a little bit niggly.
Yes, you got to pump the brakes on Friday afternoon beers a little bit.
Friday can be a hazard because guys like Matt Heath knock off very early in the day and then they start coming sniffing around. It's like, hey, should we go for a beer? And then next thing you know, you're muttering on the commentary. you're in a meeting with Lane on Monday morning about your performance, and it can go a bit haywire. But yeah, 8 p.m. Manly Sea Eagles.
Yeah, the Sky Sport 9. Tune into that. But another league news: there's a Four Nations series confirmed.
Yeah.
Can you shed some light on that one?
Well, basically, a lot of the NRL now is over 80% Polynesian, and so a lot of these players have defected from Australia, which most of them were born and raised in Australia, but they now have just been like, bugger it, I'm going to play for Samoa, I'm going to play for Tonga. So now they've decided, well, why don't we make like a Four Nations tournament between Samoa, Tonga, Australia, and New Zealand? And that's exactly what they're going to do. There's going to be a game at Eden Park, as we were talking about before, that'll pack out as well.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense, because remember it used to always be the Tri-Nations, and it would
Yeah.
be New Zealand, England, and Australia,
Yeah.
which is just such a nightmare to try and coordinate. So this is just filling that void, because obviously State of Origin's one of the biggest moneymaker for the NRL.
Speaking of State of Origin, just so I don't interrupt, but if you play State of Origin, does that mean you can't play for Tonga or Samoa? Like,
No,
does that
because-
make you eligible for Australia? Or how does that work?
Other way around, if you play for Samoa or Tonga, that's you saying, I don't want to play New South Wales or Queensland.
Right, so it
but
makes
Samoa-
them ineligible for State of Origin if they play for it. Is that
Yeah. Because you have to be eligible for Australia to be eligible for State of Origin. But
Okay.
the countries don't give a fuck. Like Samoa don't care. They're like,
Yeah,
you
but
can go play New South Wales and then come play for us. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I suppose, that way around. Don't
Yeah,
want to do
they
it.
don't care.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to pledge allegiance to Samoa or Tonga and give up the chance to make a couple of $100,000 from playing in State of O.
This is the issue.
Yeah.
And this is the issue of contention, and that's going to be a storyline in the next few months as well. Is like who's declared for what team, who's giving up the paycheck, who's giving up mate against mate, state against state.
That'll be great, though. That's
yeah.
a really good idea, and that's another. It's just because the internet, as you say, the international league situation is so dire. Like
We didn't
there was
play
a
a game
league,
for
there was
years.
a league World Cup.
Oh,
Did
God.
you know that? Did you know that there was a league World Cup this year?
Lebanon played in it.
There was a bunch of
Greece.
Australians.
Ireland,
Yeah,
had a team in there,
It was
Luke Keary.
Australia A to F.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then the Kiwis, and
Yeah.
that was basically it. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what this Four Nations is going to be. But international league, how good?
Yeah, how good.
Rugby news. Obviously, now that the FIFA Women's World Cup is pretty much over, it's time to get some grassroots, Matt Heath. Manaia Stewart, I know you love a bit of grassroots, NPC.
Heartland. I'm a big Heartland guy.
Heartland rugby.
It's the only rugby I enjoy.
Yeah, but saying that, Super Rugby didn't want to miss out on the attention. They put out their draw for next year. It's a pretty missionary draw, but the most interesting aspect of it is your beloved Blues, Matt Heath, have refused to put where they're going to play at home.
Wow.
They've got TBC on every single home game. So there's a bit of stuff in the news about it. Andrew Hoare, great name. Not the seal shooting Andrew Hoare.
That's amazing.
Club. Yeah.
That's amazing that there's two Andrew Hoares.
I know.
In the world of rugby.
I giggled at the first one.
And they've fucked up. They had the picture on the Herald. Do you remember that time? They put the wrong Andrew
Hoare.
So this is really reasoned, smart sort of analysis about the game and the situation in terms of administration from Andrew Hoare with a picture and was like, the seal shooter?
Clubber, apparently.
Allegedly.
And then Nick Sortner came on and said, look, we want to make Eden Park a home to the Blues, as we have done for the last 14 years or whatever, but 15, 16, whatever. But they're saying that it's too spenny. It's too spenny and they want to take it on the road, but they've yet to confirm where they're going to go.
If I was a gambling man, and I am, I reckon they're going to play every game at Eden Park. I think this is just a massive
negotiation.
It's an arm wrestle, yeah. It's just a big, dick swinging arm wrestle. Someone at the Blues has just been like, "Well, we don't know where we're going to play. We could play anywhere."
Their offices are at Eden Park.
Yeah, but I don't.
The training grounds.
But I don't think it's. But there's certain things that outside Eden Park's control, like you're saying, Matt Heath. The traffic control is the same for a FIFA sold out FIFA game than it is for a Blues game with 10,000.
And it helps none of it. The council have put the most insane Auckland transport.
Yeah.
There's 58 million road cones. Like, road cones just down bits that you're not going to, like, why is it like you're all the way at the other end of Sandringham Road and they're putting road cones down the whites in the middle of the lane? Like, we all know that you don't cross the middle of the lane. Like, we understand how the roles work.
That's what the white lines are for.
Yeah, we're all agreed on this. That we stay on each side of the road.
I've got a solution for that, though.
1,000 people standing around doing it, and they're all getting paid $28 an hour to stand there.
Is that right?
And I think it's tens of thousands of dollars in traffic management when people can walk on pavements, and there's so many entrances to Eden Park.
Yeah.
I mean, the entrances go all the way around to Jade. People are coming in from all different angles. There's all the bars in the area, so people come at different times. Maybe you'd have to queue up for a few minutes or something, but it's absolutely freaking insane. And if it gets to the point where the Blues can't play at their home stadium because of the amount of money it costs, then you got to ask yourself, who is this traffic management for? Because it's not for the people going to the ground. It's not for the ground.
Not for the residents.
Well, it's not even for the fans because they don't go to the games. To pull anyone behind the curtain that doesn't live in Auckland, and nobody goes to Blues games. So why are they even bothering with the traffic management?
Are you suggesting then, Matt Heath, we go for the Bangalore style of traffic management?
How good was that?
When we went over to Bangalore, the stadium was almost like a giant roundabout.
Yeah.
And basically
like
traffic went round and round at a very slow pace, but people would just get into buses and onto moving vehicles as it was moving. So our bus came along and the guy was frantically waving at us, and we basically ran to the bus, dived in like full kind of Dukes of Hazzard through the back windows, through the door, and it kept on going around, and then we were off.
It's like a plug in a bath. Getting in, everything circles the stadium and gets into the stadium.
Yeah.
And then everyone just sort of comes out and it's still circling you out.
Yeah.
That's what I think about. In that stadium, how many people would that be? There'd be 50,000?
Yeah, there was a lot of people. And zero traffic management. Okay, this is zero. There was like nothing. It was just like, get out of the stadium, make your own way home, get into a car and go.
Why don't we employ the Whirlpool at Eden Park then? Well, every stadium should have the Whirlpool.
Well, I think you need to design the Whirlpool because I think it's not really a plug hole, is it, Eden Park? It's a bit convoluted. It's a square. It's triangular.
Yeah.
Not too many suburban
rhombus.
streets. Hey, in other news, some motherfucker has stolen Dogroll's ute.
Yeah.
What?
Scott Barrett has had his ute stolen in Taranaki.
Have those people seen what he did to Tate McDermott?
Yeah, I know. And that's what, if they find this person...
If he just does that for someone that's just playing a game of footy.
Yeah.
Imagine what he does to the person that steals his ute.
So I don't know if you've seen it on Sosh Med, but yeah, great ute too, by the way. A good retro ute he was operating. But some bastards nicked it. So Dogroll, he's on the loose. Dogroll is off the leash and looking for his ute. So if you've taken it, you watch the fuck out because he's going to snap you in half.
Someone's flogged his ute.
Someone's flogged his ute.
I can't believe it.
And also in other news, I don't know if you've seen Owen Farrell being let off. Is it Owen Farrell? Because is that his dad? Which one's his
Oh,
dad?
Owen Farrell.
It's Owen Farrell, yeah.
Plays for England.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's the actor.
That's right. He got a yellow card upgraded to red in a recent game. He's appealed it and been completely let off. And if you've seen this tackle, it's a tackle that is way worse than Anton Leonard-Brown's. He got 2 weeks for it.
Yep.
And all of a sudden there's a World Cup coming around. So some judicial committee in England have gone, no, it's all good. A no arms shoulder barge to the head.
With no mitigating factors. The head didn't change levels. He didn't go down.
It's so odd.
He was being tackled by someone else. It was direct point of AC joint to bottom of chin.
Yeah.
It was the exact tackle that the rule was brought in to stop.
I know, yeah, and it's been overturned. It's like, no, it's okay. It's a World Cup coming up.
So then, when we play our warm-up game against the Box, should we just go full Sweet Chin music for the entire game?
Absolutely. Yep.
Because they're not going to bin Artie Xavier if he puts a head high on someone. They're not going to bin Richie.
Yeah, but we'll probably have to report to some rugby IRB board because it's
Inflatable rescue boat.
Yeah.
We'll get the PR rescues out there. They can adjudicate on whether it was a head high or not.
Speaking of World Cup, we're putting on a bottomless brunch at Lula Inn for the opening game on September 9th from 6:30 a.m. to watch All Blacks versus France live on TV, and it's a bottomless brunch, so bottomless Prosecco and
how
Export
good.
Ultra. Plus you get a breakfast as well.
Do we have to Winnie the Pooh while we're there? Is that the bottomless part of it?
Oh my, like that. No, wear pants.
Okay.
Please wear pants. But it'll book out pretty quick. Text brunch to 32362 to book your table. It's the big rugby bottomless lunch. It could be the first and last time this ever happens. I don't think it's ever been done before, a bottomless brunch while watching a World Cup game.
It's champagne rugby.
It is. It is literally champagne rugby.
And rugby.
Wow, and also the congratulations too to the Sleazers Palace, Trevor Lukes, Matt Cowie, and the Sheepy Pongers, Lindsay Algray and Lana Coyle, who are the last two places on the Kiwi Pong Pro-Am tournament that's happening on the 2nd of September. Manaia and I have got a team in it. And there's a last chance to win a place on that. It's invite only, the Pro-Am, is listen to Radio Hodaki. They've got a couple more places on the Kiwi Pong Pro-Am. If we win that, Manaia, is it going to be a bit suspicious? We're putting it on and we win it.
What's your team? Have you got a name yet?
No, we did spitball this the other day.
Alternative
I feel like Adam's got it in his...
The alternative Pongers or the Quentin Pongers.
The Quentin Pongers. The Brendan Pongers.
The Brendan Pongers.
The Alternative Cup Collective?
Yeah,
I think that was
it.
Yeah, the Alternative Cup Collective would work.
Yeah, or even Alternative Cup Collectors.
Yeah, Alternative Cup Collectors is pretty good.
That's better.
This is the exact brainstorm we had about a week ago.
Yeah.
Was I in there?
Probably on this podcast.
So there you go. So that's happening September 2nd. Like I say, tune into Radio Hodaki if you want to win the last spot. It's invite only, the 2023 Kiwi Pong Pro-Am, fueled by Leader NZ, home of the lasagna Toppa. Anything give you a white on for this week, Matt Heath, in the sporting world?
What gave me a white?
You can't say the Swedish game, okay? You can't say
They gave me a white on.
Yeah.
I think it was what gave me a white on was going on to the Japan-Sweden game and walking in and my son saying to me, "What team are we supporting, Dad?" And I said, "I don't know." And then cut next minute, about 70 minutes later, me and him were just screaming for the Japanese, just absolutely rabid, abusing the ref.
You just turned.
It was a whim that we took Japan, and by the end we were so fully invested. We were standing up, "Fuck you, fucking shit, fucking rat." Like
you turned into Millwall fans.
And it's like, it's amazing how quickly you've just made an arbitrary decision, and now you will self-harm if that team doesn't win.
You've now established a Japanese football firm.
Yeah.
You're going to be outside smashing Swedish people.
I was about to say, did you fight all the other families outside? It's a very family-friendly event.
Yeah, we were Japanese football hooligans afterwards.
It's like, all right, son, anyone Nordic, just go them.
You fucking Swedish, fucking come over here, Toppa here in the house.
You want some?
Yeah.
Did you mean? Yeah, okay. You just abused anyone with blonde hair. Blue eyes.
But but it was incredibly fun, and it is amazing because you have like lifelong loves of teams, but you can go to zero to caring almost as much as if the All Blacks were playing.
It makes it so much more interesting.
Manaia Stewart.
Yeah,
right on.
Football fever. I think the Saturday night never-ending penalty shootout between France and the Tillies I really enjoyed that. I actually went off the tillies in the time between then and last night's game.
Yeah.
I was actually low-key happy that they lost because fuck, I hate Australians, and they were getting so uppity about it, you know.
There's a part of me was the same.
Yeah, because it went from like, God, how good are the tillies going? And it immediately switched into that Aussie thing. They're little America. They just start going, we're the greatest, we're the best to ever do it, we're the greatest team on earth. And so to see them get knocked down a peg, that was quite good. But that shootout was excellent. Despite being overserved while I was watching it, I had to keep punishing Adam, our producer, as to how this works. I was like, oh, they won! And he's like, no, they've got 3 more kicks. Oh, fuck, right, yeah. But that was it for me. What about you?
What gave me a white on is that legend on the plane who refused to cave in to the peer pressure of everyone watching that game live on the back of their headsets and on a Singapore Airlines or an Emirates flight, and watching Lord of the Rings. That gave me your white on. That guy was sitting there, and either side of him, he would have seen in his peripheral vision and in front that everyone was watching that shootout, and he's gone, you know what? Get fucked.
He's the Julian Assange.
It's the Snowden.
He's the Snowden. He's the Snowden. He's the canary in the coal mine.
Oh, absolutely.
Whistleblower.
I just love that. And like, there was so many earnest posts and reposts about that shot, about the tipping point for women's sport when you see a scene like this.
Yeah.
And it just flipped to being concentrated on the dude watching Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And we're such shit humans. I love it that became the focus.
You know the conspiracy theory around that, though? The pilot was on the thing saying, we're going to all flip over for these photos. So they did it.
And he refused. And
Well,
said,
it was a white flag. It was a.
It was a crisis act. They were all crisis actors. It was a false flag event.
Wait till you hear what.
false flag.
It was a false flag event. They planted them all.
It wasn't real. That was a simulator, that plane. It wasn't even a real flight.
I listened to 3.5 hours of this on Rogan the other day. That whole thing. The pilot set it up.
You've gone full
Alan
force.
Jones is fucking spitting fucking fire.
Okay, the TAB good punt this week. Obviously, the Warriors. I've gone for a power play with our $100 bonus bet. Bunty Afoa or Tohu Harris to score a try, playing $4.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't mind that at all.
But basically, I don't know if Bunty Afoa's scored a try this season. I think he's scored about 3 in his career, and he's played a long career in the NRL. What you're basically betting on here is Tohu Harris, who crashed over last week,
Yeah.
and then you just get a little bit of insurance there on Bunty, who is starting this week as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got that's get on that, paying $4 at the moment on the power play. We've had a bit of a lean run actually. We were on a heater for a few weeks on our TAB.
Tough times.
It is tough times. We have given away $9,000 cash though, as part of the TAB good punt, both here and on Radio Hauraki as well, with just the tip.
And they say rebrand your problems, whatever problems you're running into in life, rebrand them as opportunities. And here at the ACC, we've got a pretty severe gambling opportunity.
Yeah.
So we're going to take that up this weekend by putting this on the wire.
I'll tell you what, it's made the FIFA Women's World Cup even more interesting for me, gambling on that, because you can gamble on the corners. Like teams to have more than 2 corners each in the first half, I'm on that.
Yeah.
And it came in.
Easy money.
That's one thing I've noticed with lady soccer is that the corners are much more exciting because you can get closer in, so that the way they do the corner goes right in near the goalkeeper.
They float it in,
Because like in men's football, the goalie's just such an aggressive giant.
And about 7 feet tall.
You can't get anywhere near the goal or else he'll just get it. But in women's soccer, they can curl it right in, so it just lands, and then the pinball happens much closer to the goal.
Rightio, now it's time for
Toppa Plays of the Week. Brought to you by Leader NZ's Lasagna Toppa.
All right, number 3 on the Toppa Plays of the Week. I don't know if you saw this on the Sosh, but a guy putted, like this is the ones you dream of, really, as a hack golfer, and that is just having a hack at a putt at 300 feet. So have a listen to this. But this guy, 300 feet, he was at a Top Golf, and he drove it 300 feet with a putter.
So this isn't on a green. He hasn't sunk a 300-foot putt. But we should designate one hole at the ACC Open as the designated putter. Yeah,
we did have that.
Did you have any 300-foot greens?
No. But it is,
funnily enough,
it is like, he must have been a special putter, because we're in the ACC Opens this year, we did have a hole where you spun the wheel for the club, and quite a few of the clubs, they got putters. and I can remember 2 or 3 putters snapped off the tee because it's not designed, obviously, to hit at that pace. So, and there was a few people like, that was a really expensive putter. I was like, well, you shouldn't have swung so hard, Dickie. But that the one he hit 300 feet on that in that Top Golf. It must have been. It must have been a special kind of.
It was a driver shaft with a putter hit on it.
Yeah, correct. Number 2 on the top place of the week. Not pointing any fingers, but Storm Purvis managed to pull this off on why, and crowd goes wild. Now, you know, when crowds go wild, how they have the paper in front of them and they kind of bring it up and they shuffle it like they're newsreaders.
Yeah. They give it one of these ones.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah, Storm's snuck up there and done a massive CMB on Wairangi's notes without him knowing. So he can't see and he's shuffling his papers live on TV. And there's like, you can tell that a woman's done these cock and balls.
The balls are 2 circles.
Too perfect. It's like she's got a glass or something and drawn around the glass.
Well, she just doesn't have quite the the knowledge of the male anatomy that a bloke does. And as you can see by the one that I've drawn on the back of my papers here,
see, it's imperfect.
This is what yours would look like if you were to draw it too.
Yeah,
we all look the same.
And look, and I don't know what
2 perfectly spherical circles,
and a chode. She's gonna. I don't know if she's trying to. If that's a message to Wairangi
or an indictment on her fiance Dan.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions around that. Not only it was a great stitch up, but the actual drawing and artwork itself, we're going to have to bring into question. And number 1 Toppa player of the week, it has to go. Joe Jury shared this. It happened on the AM show. They were at the FIFA fan zone asking young girls which team they were supporting, England or Australia. And here's what happened.
Who's your favourite team?
England. 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 Up the wars.
Up the wars. Hey?
So there you go. So, and they played that to the Warriors coach, and he had a great response. He said, "There are in an Australian accent, goes, there's 3 dads out there disappointed, and one who's really proud."
Huge omen. It's our year. We're going to win this weekend.
Absolutely. It was just the way she just like, up the wires. Up the wires. Oh, that's so good. Anyway, that is the feature length agenda for this week. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with the Daily. See you later.
Let's go.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.